Let me explain. When you remove a tax on food or anything, you remove 10% of the price. So you no longer get that government revenue, and the retailer removes that cost to themselves from that price. So if you take, say, a loaf of bread we're going to do it in yen, okay? It's now 220 yen, and the 10% sales tax is removed. The loaf of bread is now 200 yen. I promise you, that loaf of bread will never go to 200 yen, because historically, when governments around the world have done this, and this is what I always base these things on, I don't make this stuff up, it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. You never get the complete removal of the tax, ever. There could be sales, there could be momentary times when there's a lot of product on the market and it does go down, but just generally, if something's 220 yen now and you remove the 10% sales tax, it's not going to be 200 yen. At best, it's going to be 205, more likely 210. Why does this happen? Because retailers use this as an opportunity to either recoup a margin they lost because they couldn't raise prices more than they wanted to because the tax was there, and that was a hindrance to extending their market, or like what I always say, because they can. And the third reason is inflation itself. Even if you remove 10%, not only are you removing a growing revenue stream because it grows with inflation itself, when you remove that, inflation still exists. So even if it did, and it won't, even if it did go to 200 yen, it would be 205 yen next year anyway, or 203 yen next year, because inflation is a few percent. So it's never going to, people that think that everything's going to be 10% cheaper are absolutely dreaming. It never, ever will be 10%. It's happened in the States. I looked it up, numerous examples, which I can't remember off the top of my head, where sales taxes were removed, 7% was taken off, nothing fell 7%. So this is what happens. The consumption tax being removed is emotional. All it does is starve the government of absolutely essential funding that it needs and gives people a false hope that things are going to be affordable. What really needs to be done, and it's not done because it's hard, really needs to be done, is the government needs to work with unions and business to increase wages. And that's difficult. That's hard.